Holy cow, I can't believe it. They've actually done it. They've managed to figure out a way to be able to put submarines into World of Warships. Personally, I am really, really, really excited, and I've been thrilled ever since, I heard that this was like official, that they were going to be doing a submarine test or dry run, whatever the hell you want to call this. And to tell you the truth, I've chatted with some of my clanmates, I've chatted, with some of the other people elsewhere, and it seems like the community, I want to say, is divided, but it seems like more of the people that I talk to have been against submarines being added as opposed to them being for it. Well, personally, me, I'm all for it. It adds a different perspective on how to play the game, and just like, a destroyer or a cruiser or a battleship or even a carrier, you can come up with your own different sort of playing style that can fit your unique needs. Because the submarine, aside from the carrier, is probably the second most versatile of naval warships that's out there. A submarine can hunt and destroy or seek out and scout. It all depends on the player's preference, really and truly. I gotta say, I know I've said this before, and I'll probably say it again, but I've been really impressed with this. Now, the footage here is from the easy version of the game. The harder version, I've been playing it for a little bit, and I gotta tell you, if they dial back the hard a little bit, just a little bit, it might make the submarines just enough of a challenge where there will be some people who say, yeah, I want to put forth all my effort into being a submariner for this game. Or, some people to be able to say, you know what, the submarines are not really my style. I'm going to stick with being a cruiser captain or a destroyer captain or whatever. Because just like any other warship that's in game, submarines have their own unique build and style, such as here with the Gerfalcon. You have what I'm assuming to be 2 torpedo tubes in the front and 2 in the rear, or torpedo launchers, excuse me, technically is what they are. It's just incredible, the creativity sometimes that flows out of these, and I'm assuming all these submarines have been based off of real life ones. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to design a submarine, really and truly. It's just a long cylinder tube, essentially, that can be able to dive to X amount of depth. But really and truly, I've really enjoyed playing the submarines, and if they manage to, they being war games, excuse me, if they manage to incorporate submarines into the game, I will be both thrilled and impressed, because anytime you introduce something into a game, you need to be able to figure out a way to be able to balance it and counterbalance it. How can we make the submarine, in this case, how can we make it a very playable unit, but at the same time make it so that people don't completely just abandon everything with it? It's a very fine balancing act, and I think this right here is a way for them to be able to test that, improve it, and I think they're really hitting their mark. So war games, if you're watching this, good job. I'm really impressed, and there's some stuff that I can be easily impressed with, yeah, but some stuff not so much. Submarines was going to be the one thing that I was going to be really picking on, and it was a test like this that was going to either sell me on the idea of submarines or completely break the idea. And the submarines within World of War games, or World of Warships, excuse me, definitely has potential, and I would like to see it improved further throughout the game. Now, that's not to say that, will they be without fault? Will they be completely perfect? Oh, absolutely not. This game is still going to be in development probably until War Games decides to pull the plug on World of Warships and say, that's it, we're not going to be doing this anymore, we're going to be shutting down our servers, blah, 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 blah. And let's be honest, that'll be a very sad day for a lot of people. But yeah, I really like the idea of the submarines here. Some things that I have noticed as I play through, the torpedoes. People are always going to be complaining about the torpedoes, and I think that's mostly because we've grown up seeing, The Hunt for Red October or Crimson Tide or any of the other modern submarine movies where we have full-on nuclear-capable guided torpedo submarines, where the key word there being is guided torpedoes, meaning that a torpedo can acquire a signal like that cruiser that I'm passing right now, and it can be able to track it for however long it needs to before it finally detonates. Whoops, that's a battleship, not a cruiser. My apologies. I'm recording this post, so I can't really edit it. So yeah, torpedoes are always going to be somebody's bitching and moaning about it, but a torpedo, just like the shells, you have to plan ahead. And just like the shells, where you have the potential to get a devastating strike, you have the potential to get a devastating strike with a torpedo. You hit a ship in its Achilles heel and you're going to completely annihilate it. Now this is one of the other things too that I really am glad that Wargames decided to take really carefully into consideration, is the oxygen level of your submarine, because that really and truly, especially in the 1930s and the 1940s, and until we were able to recycle air on any of our warships for submarines, you had to bear in mind the amount of oxygen that was on board, because you stay down there too long and people are going to suffocate from carbon dioxide, or carbon monoxide. No, it's carbon dioxide. I'm not a chemist. I don't remember this stuff from high school. The point is, it's a very fine balancing act. You need to be able to make these things enjoyable, which I think playing it both easy and hard has given us the ability to see what submarines have the potential to do and dominate a situation. Like with the easy game playthrough here, this is a 5-star mission, and all the rewards and everything. And then we also have the harder version, which until very recently I only got 3 stars on it, and it's hard for a reason, which I have to say really and truly proves a point as to the full potential and development that the submarines can have in this game. There is a very good possibility that the submarines could make or break this game. But then again, that's the situation with the new carrier rework that's in the making. I mean, being able to individually control your fighters or attack aircraft and being able to decide when exactly you drop your ordnance on your enemy is absolutely incredible. And I'm happy that Wargames is trying to do that. They're trying to not only bring a sense of freedom and creativity, because let's be honest here, the Bismarck and the Iowa never fought alongside each other, and yet that's a pretty common grouping that I've seen from time to time. These ships never would have fought side by side and or against each other like this. But with imagination and creativity, the possibilities are absolutely endless. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. The testing for this has, in my opinion, been an ultimate success. Again, it's a fine balancing act. Are they going to have to tweak it and retweak it and then tweak it again? Probably, but that's the way any of these kind of games work. They're built on online kind of, I don't really know how to describe it, but they're built on the idea that, hey, we're constantly developing this. You give us your feedback, and we will be able to develop it from here and give you what you guys want. So the possibilities for this game are endless. So, yes, I have been one for wanting submarines within this game for a really long time. And that is not going to change now because, well, this right here kind of proves it, that how enjoyable and how challenging submarines can be. The easy part shows how enjoyable this entire situation can be. You know, you're swimming underwater, you're silently hunting your prey, although in this case I'm pretty active. I might as well just have a big red bullseye painted on my conning tower. Hey, here I am, come shoot me. And at the same time, the harder version is a way of making you think, like, okay, I have to accomplish this objective, but I can't be loud about it. I have to be sneaky. So you have to be able to develop a different playing style and a different way of being able to accomplish your objective, which should be the primary point of any game in this situation. You need to accomplish your objective, and how you accomplish it will ultimately depend on how successful or not you can be. Me personally, I've said this before and I will say it again, I like the idea. Because technically, during the Second World War, there were five main classes of warships in most navies. And they were destroyers, cruisers, battleships, aircraft carriers, and submarines. It took the Germans to figure out how to really utilize the submarine, and it took the Japanese how to really utilize the aircraft carrier. So yeah, really and truly, it's going to be a very fine balancing act. We have to find that middle ground where, yes, this is enjoyable, yes, this is challenging, and yes, this is something that I want to spend my Saturday evening doing, or whatever. I mean, as you can see here, this was the easy one, and 5 stars, no problem, really. The harder one, however, is, like I said, much harder and more of a challenge. But with the submarines that are available, the possibilities are endless. There is no guaranteed win one way or another. With so many variants of submarines available, the possibilities are endless. You have the Gerfalcon, you have the Barracuda, the Zipper, and the Sea Leon. As you know, you play through, you unlock these various vessels or whatever. So possibilities are endless, including the what I would really like to earn at some point is the killer whale. So hopefully, as I play through, I'll be able to earn one. Continuing to talk submarines, you know, there's always going to be the fine line between keeping everything balanced and everything. Whether, you know, you have like the Gato class or the feared U-boats, the possibilities are just about endless. And I mean, you know, even this is a really quick glance and highly inaccurate. I mean, there were more submarines than just the Netherlands and the Royal Navy. Way more than this. But the point is, the possibilities are endless, and I'm really looking forward to it.